Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. I am here today with kind of a little big kind of book haul. It's been a few months, I think, since the last time I talked about a book haul, and I've kind of slowly been picking them up again. And then Book Outlet went and had a spring sale. So I picked up some more, and all of a sudden I have a big stack. So let's get into them, okay? First one, I just picked these two up literally yesterday because my husband and I have just gotten a Costco membership and they have cheap books there. I don't know if you knew that, but they have cheap books there. So I bought some. Yeah. First one I picked up was Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman. This is a Reese Witherspoon book club pick, and I believe this was on Bookish First because I remember reading a bit about this. Psychological thriller, so I don't know a whole lot other than the first chapter that I read on Bookish First and already fell in love with it. The little tiny blurb on the back said, if you could make one simple choice that would change your life forever, would you? I don't know. Next one I picked up, I know nothing about other than a number of people that I know have loved this book and can't stop talking about it, so I bought it. The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. Tracy Garvis Graves wrote the book On the Island, which I fell in love with last summer. Loved the writing, loved the entire book, so I've heard rave reviews about this and picked this one up. Look how little this, like, I'll be able to knock that out, no problem. Like I said, I don't know much about it at all, so I'm gonna trust my friends. They've never let me wrong before. Let's see. I think we have books all over the place down here. Alright, Book Outlet. I don't know. I think they're all mixed up, so we'll just go with whatever's on top. Picked up After Anna by Alex Lake. I believe this is about a 5-year-old girl is taken from outside her school and she vanishes without a trace. And then a week after she's abducted, she returns and has no memory of where she has been. Nothing. So that sounded good. I picked up Winter Sisters by Robin Oliveira. We're gonna go with it. I grabbed this at Barnes & Noble. I think it was during their clearance sale because I believe it was pretty cheap. But historical fiction taking place in New York in 1879. An epic blizzard descends on Albany, devastating the city, and that's pretty much all I wanted to read. When the snow finally settles, two newly orphaned girls are missing. Determined not to give up hope, Dr. Mary Sutter, a former Civil War surgeon, searches for the two sisters. Sounded good to me. Let's see. Next one, I think I ordered this on Amazon right after I finished Nevermore because I need to know what happens. So this is Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow. This is the second book. That is the sequel to Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I read this during middle grade March and fell in love with Morgan Crow, with this whole world, with all of these characters. I need a Magnificat bad. Not one with an attitude, but I think it would be fun. So book number 2, I can't wait to read that. I'm trying to get my daughter to read the first one. She's not really open to the idea at the moment, so I'm gonna keep working on her. Alright, next I picked up I, Eliza Hamilton, Behind the Most Timeless of Heroes Stands an Exceptional Heroine by Susan Holloway Scott. Historical fiction. That's all I really need to know. I saw this one at Barnes & Noble quite a few times and just kind of was eyeing it up. I'm like, yeah, I finally picked it up. Alright, the other few books that I picked up at Costco are... Let's make sure I get them all together so I don't have to repeat myself. I grabbed 2 of them the first time we were there. So I picked up Frederick Bachman's Us Against You. This is the sequel to Beartown that I had not had, that I still need to read. Krista, you need to let me know if we need to continue on with this series because her and Buddy read this together, so that might be fun to chat with her. And then I picked up Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Been hearing some amazing things about this book. This is another Reese Witherspoon book club pick. This is also my book club's pick for June. I believe historical fiction, set in the late 1969. Heard great things. Alright, should probably probably tell you a little bit more about these books, maybe. I'll do that. All right, then we get to book club pick for my Barnes & Noble book club in May is Women Talking by Miriam Towes. This follows a group of Mennonite women. So one evening, 8 Mennonite women climb into a hayloft to conduct a secret meeting. For the past 2 years, each of these women and more than 100 other girls in their colony have been repeatedly violated in the night by demons coming to punish them for their sins. Now that the women have learned that they were in fact drugged and attacked by a group of men from their own community, they are determined to protect themselves and their daughters from future harm. This little book, but I've heard it packs quite the punch, so, and I can't help but love like these. Oh, they're black. Should be interesting. The last pile, I believe they're all from Book Outlet. So if you saw my Instagram stories shortly after our readathon, I don't know, a week ago, something like that, I did share with you kind of what I got, but here we go again. Picked up another Christina Lauren book. This is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. I loved Christina Lauren's Love and Other Words that I read, and I just thought, you know, for a nice little contemporary, I kind of want to keep reading what these two, because it's I think they're sisters, that write together, what more they have to bring to us. So this says Hazel knows she's a lot to handle, and frankly, most men aren't up to the challenge. In her army of pets and thrill for the absurd, don't send them running. Her lack of a filter means she'll say exactly the wrong thing in a delicate moment. Their loss. She's a good soul in search of honest fun. Josh has known Hazel since college, where her zany playfulness proved completely incompatible with his mellow restraint. From the first night they met, when she gracelessly told him she would be honored to give you sex tonight, to when she sent him an unintelligible email while in a post-surgical haze, Josh has always thought of Hazel more as a spectacle than a peer. But now, 10 years later, and after a cheating girlfriend has turned his life upside down, going out with Hazel is a breath of fresh air. I also picked up Hunted by Megan Spooner. I've had a fantasy kick lately, and I believe this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Could be wrong about that one. Oh no, here we go. Beauty knows the Beast's forest in her bones and in her blood. She knows that the forest holds secrets and that her father is the only hunter who's ever come close to discovering them. I just love the cover. Oh, psychological thrillers. I don't like to read about them. So I have The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. Yeah, it just, yeah, I know nothing. I don't want to know anything, but I've heard it's good. Look how short, too. Then I picked up Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier. Also a gripping page turner, says Caroline Kepnes. Yep, don't want to know anything, but again, I've heard really great things. My last two, this one I picked up because I am in love with the book I'm reading right now called Almost Home. It has such like southern charm to it, and the cover of this reminds me of it, so I don't know, we're going to go from there. So I picked up The Hideaway by Lauren Denton. Says when her grandmother's will wrenches Sarah back home, she learns more about Margaret Van Buren in the wake of her death than she ever knew in life. After her last remaining family member dies, Sarah goes home to the Hideaway, her grandmother's ramshackle B&B in Sweet Bay, Alabama. She intends to quickly tie up loose ends, then return to her busy life and thriving antique shop in New Orleans. Instead, she learns Meg, her grandmother, has willed the Hideaway to her and charged her with renovating it. No small task, considering her grandmother's best friends, a motley crew of senior citizens, still live there. So doesn't that just sound, I don't know, charming, something like that? And then the last one I picked up, again, that's this one I have on my list from when we asked for suggestions for Booklist Thursday for 5-star predictions. This is one of the books that was on that list. So I picked up Once We Were Brothers by Ronald H. Balson. This, I believe, is post-World War II. So Elliot is a respected civic leader and wealthy philanthropist, is attending a fundraiser when he is suddenly accosted by Ben and accused of being a former Nazi SS officer named Otto. So there's that. It's a compelling tale of two boys and a family who fight to survive in war-torn Poland, and a young love that struggles to endure the unspeakable cruelty of the Holocaust. 2 lives, 2 worlds, and 60 years converge in an explosive race to redemption that makes for a moving and powerful tale of love, survival, and ultimately the triumph of the human spirit. That sounds awesome. I also picked up The Home for Unwanted Girls by Joanna Goodman. I think this was also on my list from the 5-star predictions. Or I don't know where I heard about this, but I picked it up. 1950s Quebec, the French and English tolerate each other with precarious civility, much like Maggie's parents. Maggie's English-speaking father has ambitions for his daughter that don't include marriage to the poor French boy Gabriel on the neighboring farm, but Maggie's heart is captured by Gabriel. When she becomes pregnant at 15, her parents force her to give the baby up for adoption and get her life back on track. Right. Sounds amazing. But really sad, but still amazing. I also picked up The Book of Speculation by Erica Swyler. I've been eyeing this up like every time I've been going to Target. I don't know why this book appeals to me, but like when I flip through it, I love that there's like these little, I don't know, these little extras you get in here, these little letters in here. It sounds so fun. Let's see. So, Dear Mr. Watson, I came across this book at auction as part of a larger lot I purchased on speculation. The damage renders it useless to me, but a name inside it led me to believe it might be of interest to you and your family. Simon Watson, a young librarian, lives alone in a house that is slowly crumbling toward the Long Island Sound. His parents are long dead, his mother, a circus mermaid, who made her living by holding her breath, drowned in the very water his house overlooks. His younger sister ran off to join the circus 6 years ago. One June day, an old book arrives on Simon's doorsteps. Fragile and water damaged, the book is a log from the owner of a traveling carnival in the 1700s, who reports strange and magical things, including the drowning death of a circus mermaid. Since then, generations of mermaids in Simon's family have drowned, always on July 24th, which is only weeks away. As his friend Alice looks on with alarm, Simon becomes increasingly worried about his sister. Could there be a curse on Simon's family? What does it have to do with the book, and can he stop it in time to save her? Right? But just doesn't it look so intriguing? So intriguing. Yeah. So, I can't wait to get that one. Hey, future Lindsey here. So I filmed this book haul before my husband and I went on vacation, and I never got a chance to upload it, edit it, all of that fun jazz. So I thought I would pop in here and share with you what I picked up when we visited Washington, D.C. So we literally just got home yesterday. It was an amazing vacation. It was 3 days full of a lot of walking, but tons and tons and tons of sightseeing. I mean, we were very typical tourists. But one of the things on our list was we had to go to the Library of Congress. I mean, we just had to. We had to. Which was definitely up in my top 5 things of what we saw throughout the entire extended weekend. So, of course, I picked up some fun things from there that I brought home so I can remember my time. Matt actually bought me this. It says, I Cannot Live Without Books, Thomas Jefferson from Library of Congress. I didn't know he even picked this up, but he gave it to me when I got home. I was like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. I also grabbed a couple of bookmarks, Library of Congress and the White House, because you can never have too many bookmarks. I found the coolest book bag. Actually, I've got 2 of them, but this one's from the Library of Congress because you can't have enough book bags. But it says, when in doubt, go to the library, Hermione Granger, which is just absolutely. My library is on my way home from work, and there are definitely days where I just stop there just because sometimes you just need to go to the library. So that will be my library book bag. And let's see, that's what I got from the Library of Congress. I didn't buy any books there. That's okay. And then we went to a bookstore by DuPont Circle that is called Kramer Books and Cafe. And it is, well, we had to go there because it's a bookstore that serves beer, so yeah. So Matt went and ordered himself a pint while I did some browsing and found this super cute bag, as well as the matching coffee cup, which is in the dishwasher right now. But it looks just like this, and I put it on an Instagram post already. We've got that. And then, of course, I just needed to pick up a few books to take home with me. So I've been eyeing up We Are the Lucky Ones by Georgia Hunter for a while, like quite a while. And this is a World War II historical fiction following the Kirk family. It's spring of 1939 and 3 generations of the Kirk family are doing their best to live normal lives, even as the shadow of war grows closer. The talk around the family table is of new babies and budding romance, not the increasing hardships threatening Jews in their hometown in Poland. But soon the horrors overtaking Europe will become inescapable, and the Kirks will be flung to the far corners of the world, each desperately trying to navigate his or her own path to safety. So, like I said, I've been eyeing this up for a while. We did visit the Holocaust Museum while we were in Washington, D.C., so I thought this was an appropriate thing to pick up there to kind of remember the trip, what I saw, and of course read one of my absolute favorite genres. I also picked up Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, which I swear I had a copy of this and I wanted to bring this with me on my trip to read, and I cannot find it. I have the second book. I don't know what happened to the first one at all, so I grabbed another copy. And then my kind of really quick last minute decision buy was to pick up The Last by Hannah Jameson. This has Station 11 vibes for me. So end of the world happens, there are only a handful of people, 20 survivors remain at this specific hotel, and it kind of goes through what happens with them. And I just, paging through it while I was waiting in line, the way it's written is very intriguing to me. I'm trying to find a chapter. It goes day by day. So it's day 52 or day 58, day 54, you know. It starts on day, I think, 3 or something. Yeah, starts on day 3. I already like I said, as I was waiting in line, I read like the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 pages. And it's a diary format. It totally intrigues me. So I, you know, why not? Picked it up. Plus this cover looks really cool. So the concept just was very interesting to me. So that's what I picked up while I was in DC. I was very limited because we didn't have a whole lot of room in our luggage, so I didn't go absolutely crazy, but it was fun finding bookish things for us to bring home, as well as a new little t-shirt to wear around town. So, alright, back to my original video. It's quite the pile of books. Again, I didn't intend to buy this much, but that just happens. I'm still trying to stay away as much as possible, but I'm also going to be realistic and know that I'm going to bring some books into my house, and that's okay. I am getting rid of more than I am bringing in, so that's a good rate, right? And I'm thoroughly excited for all of these books. Anyways, if you've read any of these, comment below, tell me which ones I should start with, what I need to keep my eye on. I'm thinking this is probably obviously going to happen sooner than later since it's a book club pick, as well as this one, but we'll see where we go from here. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.